Abraha Atzbaha, christened for the legendary eponymous twins of the Aksumite kingdom, once trading with empires extending to Rome, Egypt, India. Then, unimaginably, drought and famine, triggered by extreme deforestation, land degradation and desertification, exacerbated by war. Now slowly and painstakingly reclaimed to assert pride of place in the battle for food security, Abraha Atzbaha's resurrection has been nothing short of incredible. Over 15 years since rejecting government-scheduled resettlement, the community has very clearly reclaimed their lives and livelihoods by implementing water management and land rehabilitation programs.
قدم زي سرحت زي بت مجمرنا بتاعنا مجحسنا عريس ترى قطع عريس تأمية بمنجستي إرداتا إلى ردانيو بتريد ما سكاب تسعان سكاب سبعان شو عتنجمر كلاوزي بتعم درك أي شجر سجمينيرو.
As the soil conservation structures successfully stabilized soil and water flow, natural regeneration of vegetation on the hills was enabled, leading to increased soil water infiltration and groundwater recharge.
بزيومون سعر حرماس سنياسة إسبانيا أب جرافات لا تصرحوا كن ريومنا كفوت قطع العلوم من ريومنا من تجر الله يكون قطع العلوم سلازون كبو أخو قلص سلازون لكو يوم ساتهم التفعل عليه تخلتاتون تو بعلنا يتفطروا لله بعلنا يتفطروا يسرح ناتفطروا اللي يقولون نتخللوا اللي جراف لا كاتشا استفعل عليه ونفت قدمتات يتكلم إذا نايت فترة صراحة تون مالتي، سلازي زيهم بدم بي كاترتات زبالني أو مطرات زبالني أو شكدامات زبالني أو هوريتاتني أو ببلش هوريتات، لازم ما يبقى بالت هوريتات فؤاد قد متصرحب تقابلتي تمايلاو يعقر لوش تشارج جبر تشارج مسجبرة أو تحت كيركا لهو عد كمايت كمالتي.
The positive impact on productivity and incomes can be witnessed in the amount of irrigated land, which has more than doubled between 2004 and 2007. Community leader Abahoy claims he couldn't harvest more than 50 kilograms of teff annually from his farm 10 years ago. Now he gets 500 kilograms and harvests twice a year.
سرعات نزي زنكاكب الحرستاي زنكاكب بوليسن استراتيجين بلانن ينورن تمسب بزي اغباب يتقمل نيرو انساب لي اغباب سديدو يتقمل نيرو لا قرص يطفو نيرو حوي يقصل نيرو.
Women and youth were also mobilized into beekeeping cooperatives, an income-generating activity compatible with maintaining vegetative cover in the landscape. High-value fruit trees were additionally introduced, which provided a much-needed source of nutrition and additional income.
زي فرمس جمرة مالتيو كابزات نجر تشيتو تري لك جزافت نيكي تفني جزات صارحينيو نولعو مجبي بتهكل بتعمي كونجيو لترفي خبرنا دمو نشاطينا شيتنا دمو حدا جزا تلفزيون فروج كمتات نجر نجبر.
The introduction of controlled grazing has dramatically increased the demand and availability of high-quality livestock fodder, and some farmers even rent out their Phytherba albida trees to those who don't have them, so they can feed the tree's nutritious pods to their cattle.
تقمي حدا لمريت ونتو قصلو رقيفو لمريت صبغ يرقد كالاي تولا عوي ميسو لجنزب قلبني او بتعمي فلي قلو جنزب طم.
Supported by external organizations, as well as the government's Productive Safety Net program, detailed knowledge of the benefits of agroforestry, the principles of vegetation management in the upper watersheds, and especially restrictions on free grazing, have unmistakably led to improved soil fertility and productivity for Abraha Atzbacher. Today, 85% of the population have enough food to eat all year round, but it isn't realized everywhere. The government has attempted a scaling up of the initiatives that worked well in Abraha Atzbacher to the village of Adi Gudom, less than 100 kilometers away, but so far adoption has been low. Even though the area has approximately 300 millimeters more rainfall and a more favorable agroecological environment, the landscape has remained almost treeless. A major difference between Abraha Atzbacher and Adi Gudom is the management of livestock and its impact on vegetation cover. Soil loss and land degradation are apparent in the landscape. It has proven difficult to enforce policies to exclude livestock from cropland.
ብዙሓት ኣግራባት ልበረሱ እንሆም ማለት እዩ ሰዓን ምግዳእ ሰዓን ቃዕሚ ውሕድ ስለ ዝኾነ እቲ ህዝቢ ኣብቲ ከባቢኡ ብዙሕ ሽራት እንሆም ማለት እዩ ከዚ እንታይ እዩ ዝተወሰነለ ቃዕሙ ዝኾነ ተተኺሉ ትገዲቡ እዩ ማለት እዩ ዘይትገደበ ድማ ብስንክታ ብስንኪ ቃዕሚ እዩ
Until a consensus within the community over controlling livestock grazing can be reached, natural regeneration of vegetation will be limited.
Here we are doing soil water conservation practices more from the upper catchments, so that we are integrating with the agroforestry. When we say that there is an improvement on the agroforestry practice and on the free grazing control, so that we'd have a lot of indicators. One thing is that when we go out to the site, they are free of no intervention on them. On the animals, we can't see animals or the humans intervention on that. And then when we come to the household level, we are just seeing that the animals are just using the cat in carrying system.
ላበይ ንለቆም ስንጋህ ጽይሓ ምንታይ ከክልቆ መልቀቁ ቦታ ላይ የለይ ተኣሲረን የንበል ኣብ ገዛ ቦታስ የለይ ክልክል እዩ
Some practices are already in place to cope with fodder and fuel shortages, such as the establishment of Apiaceae ficus indica, prickly pear cactus, around the land to act as stock-proof barriers and a source of fuel, fruit and vital dry season livestock feed. With sharp spines requiring removal before it can be fed to animals, this hardy plant can thrive amongst grazing livestock and provides an important alternative feed during the transition to a controlled livestock grazing system. Understanding such practices provide first steps towards designing integrated agroforestry systems to suit local contexts.
ተኽሊ እዩ ኩሉና ፈቲናዮ ጥቅል ጎመን ፈቲናዮ በርበረ ፈቲናዮ የፈተንኮ ነገር ድማ ኣብዚየለ ኩሉ ተፈቲኑ ብስሩ ድንች ፈቲናዮ ይህብ እዩ እዚ ላዕዊ ነገር ሲየለ እዚ ዋልኻዚማ ጠቃምነቱ መዓት እዩ ጠቃሚ እዩ ብስሩ
Currently, eucalyptus is the dominant species planted in the area, with very few other species available in local nurseries. For delivery of multiple ecosystem services, there needs to be improved access and awareness of other tree species that could satisfy household needs and ameliorate land degradation. Research suggests a number of reasons that explain why agroforestry practices have been successful in one village, but uptake is low in the other. These include time needed for widespread adoption, motivation to act, and local leadership.
So the Abraha Atzbacher, the successful area we saw, has started establishing collective action to exclude livestock and to enclose the farm so that agroforestry can be established. Has started like 15 years ago, whereas in Adi Gudom it's just a recent exercise in the past 5 to 7 years. So maybe in 15 years we'll see more success like what we see in Abraha Atzbacher.
The experience of Adi Gudom demonstrates how fine-scale variation within Tigray region requires us to adapt agroforestry options to suit local circumstances. Variations in context need to be explicitly considered at the outset of developing agroforestry interventions, and partnering with development organizations to test directly with farmers is essential.